Welcome to EPG Pathshala. My name is G. Mahendra Reddy. I am working as an assistant professor in tourism at National Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Management. Now we are going to discuss a paper on tourism in India and the module on wellness tourism in India. The objective of the presentation is to know what is wellness tourism. Before that, we will discuss what are the alternative forms of wellness like medical, dental, all these modern tourism forms. The other objective is to know what is wellness tourism and what are the other alternative medical systems or traditional systems of health in India like Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, Homeopathy. Then we'll discuss about what are the major wellness tourism destinations for different alternative systems of wellness like Ayurveda, Yoga and Unani, and what are the major destinations that we have in India. After this, we are going to discuss about the government initiatives that they have taken for the promotion of alternative forms of tourism related to health and wellness. So before going to the wellness tourism, I would like to give a brief introduction on the other alternative forms to wellness and health. Like these are synonymous words like wellness tourism, medical tourism, health tourism, spa tourism. There is a difference between the medical tourism and the alternative forms of health tourism. Most of the times it is having the similar characteristics. The alternative forms are generally, we can say, medical tourism, dental tourism and surrogacy tourism. So these are very modern concepts and which are very popular for these different medical procedures. Of course, these are very modern and deals with more like a corporate hospitals and all. But there are other alternative forms of wellness tourism, that is Ayurveda, Yoga, Siddha, Panchakarma and many other different traditional medical procedures that we are having from ancient time onwards. Still we are practicing, and these all are our strength that we are promoting as a wellness tourism, and many tourists from different parts of the world are coming to especially these kind of services. And when it comes to medical tourism consists generally the dental procedures, the modern procedures like the knee replacement and the CVD, cardiovascular diseases related treatments, and many other modern therapies that we can consider under medical tourism. For this, India is very popular and we have different medical services, like we have corporate hospital, exclusive services like related to oncology or cancer and CVD related and knee replacement. All these things are very popular in India, and there are many hospitals like Apollo Group and Fortis and LV Prasad Eye Hospital. Even some government hospitals are also attracting medical tourism or medical tourists from different parts of the world. And India is in a top position, is under every time it is in top 10 list, like the major players like Thailand, India, Singapore. These are the top tourism destinations for medical tourism. Main reasons to visit India when it comes to medical tourism is basically, the first thing is cost. When we compare with other countries, the tourists who are seeking medical procedures are saving almost 80%, 70 to 80% of the total cost. And the second reason is that we are having the highest or the most recent developed technology in most of the hospitals in the country, especially in our private hospitals and other technological regions and related to law and procedures. These all are also contributing for development of medical tourism. As I mentioned, cost, and there is also other reason that if you take especially the developed countries like US and some European countries, they have to wait for a long time to get medical procedure, whatever, for example, CVD related or knee replacement, that will take more than 1 month and 2 months, sometimes it's more than that, because of lack of human resources, or because of the insurance procedures, whatever the reason. And at the same time, for example, if they want to take any CVD related, like let's say some cardiovascular treatment, that may be costing some around 10 lakhs if you go through like the countries like US and other countries, whereas in India they can get the same procedure within 2 to 3 lakhs. That means they are saving almost 70% of the cost. At the same time, they are doing all these procedures within a weeks, and that is also greatest advantage. The third things is that the hospitality. So we know that we are having this brand name Atithi Devo Bhava, and our nurses and other paramedical staff are well trained to receive the patients as a homely or a friendly in a friendly way, so that even the patients or the medical tourists are also very happy with the human resources and the services provided by the supporting staff. So these all are generally medical tourism. So apart from that, India is very popular for the other alternative forms like the health tourism, wellness tourism, Ayurveda tourism, and Unani, Siddha, Panchakarma. These all are traditional health systems which were very popular. Even today we are practicing these particular procedures. So we have discussed the other alternative forms that are Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Panchakarma, Siddha, and other alternative forms which are very popular. Even today these are very popular and continuing this particular form. And now we are promoting these potential forms of our traditional health systems as a tourism resources. We are promoting as a special segment and as a niche tourism by the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. So now we are going to discuss about the wellness tourism. In wellness tourism, whatever we mentioned, that Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, these we can consider under wellness tourism, sometimes under health tourism. There may be little confusion while you are going through these different terminologies, but as a whole the meaning is same, that we are discussing as a whole about Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, Panchakarma and other traditional systems. So now we are going to discuss about the wellness tourism. We are just going to see what exactly wellness, then the wellness tourism. As mentioned, that wellness tourism, or in general wellness, is a state of health which compromises an overall sense of well-being and sees a person as consisting of body, mind, spirit. This was our ancient slogan, that like we were practicing body, mind, spirit. So that even today we are practicing. It is not simply about the body. When it comes to wellness tourism, we are also considering the mind and the spirit. So that means we are not only concentrating on the physical body, even the mind, the mindset, the spirituality, all these things will be covered in this particular concept. It is basically about lifestyles and self-responsibility for a health, or paramount in the quest for a better quality of life. And sometimes we can say it is the wellness is the optimal state of health of individuals or a group of people. When it comes to the definition or in general about wellness tourism, it is about the movement of the people, or the wellness tourist involves or takes travel to a different places proactively to pursue activities that are maintains or enhances their physical health and well-being. So that means who are seeking unique, authentic or location based experiences or therapies not available at that particular destination or their home region. So that means they are traveling from one place to other place, not only simply with the health, along with that some recreational activities, all these things where they are not getting in their place. So that is the concept of the wellness tourism. Now we'll discuss about what is wellness tourist. Wellness tourist is or in general considered to be a person who is seeking integrated wellness and prevention approaches to improve their health quality or life. That means it is not simply taking some kind of therapies, and it is also taking therapies in a particular destination with a natural beauty, or maybe which is supporting for the lifestyle or a quality of life. So that was the concept. Now in future, like next slide, we are going to discuss about this concept, like how Kerala is very popular because of whatever the natural resources. So that is the concept generally we can discuss about this particular wellness tourism in our next slides. Before going to the destination, we'll go through the history of Indian traditional health systems. So as I mentioned that earlier, Indian traditional health systems is not a single health system. We had a different concept like Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, and India was very popular for all these traditional systems, and we call all those things as a traditional or alternative form of health systems. And if you go through the history, especially Charaka Samhita or Sushrita Samhita, these are a compendium of an early text on Ayurveda, which even you can explore that, which they mentioned about the traditional health systems and healing systems. And these particular compendiums like Charaka Samhita and Sushrita Samhita are foundation text survived even today, and we can see from the ancient India. And these early forms are dated back to the period of 900 BC to 600 BC. The historic event is that wellness evolved as early as 4200 BC back, when the Sumerians recuperated their health by bathing in a thermal spring and fountains located in temples. And nowadays you can see these thermal springs or hot water bathing. These all are also part of wellness tourism in Western countries. So even in India, we have a different like mud bathing and different like Ayurvedic bathing systems that even today we are practicing. And the other one is that medical care can be dated back at least from 1500 BC, with the Greeks laying a foundation stone in a temple in honor of their god of medicine. So that was also practiced in the past by the Greece people. And why it is important? The wellness tourism is important because of it is having a multiple components and impacts on individuals and the destinations and the communities. So when it comes to the wellness tourism, the term wellness originates from the combination of well-being and wholeness. That means it addresses the human health in a holistic or a comprehensive sense, and assumes that each person will actively participate in protecting their health, in preventing diseases, and will not leave all this to medication. Because you can see nowadays most of the medical procedures that which we are seeing today is very cost effective, very costly, and majority of the diseases that we can control with a medical tourism or wellness procedures that which we can see in the past. And that is what this particular form of tourism tells a tourist to take alternative medical system which is having no side effects or impacts on health systems compared to the modern or allopathic medical systems. When it comes to the wellness tourism, it is comprises different components, like we can say spa is part of wellness tourism, like a food and nutrition or a dieting system is also alternative medical system today. Wherever you go, especially some hotels are promoting this spa food, this like special food part of their wellness tourism activities. And it is basically to engage the people actively and having a fitness and to workplace. So these are the basic components. With regards to tourism, spa and wellness tourism are often considered synonymous, and the same can be said of medical and health tourism. In the beginning, we have already discussed that these all are synonymous, whatever medical, spa, wellness, Ayurveda, Unani, dental. So maybe having a particular region, but as a whole, we are discussing wellness tourism. But separately or individually, we can discuss as Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, whatever mentioned. Basically, wellness tourism consists of different components. It is basically about to make any tourist or the person more happier, and there will be some medical procedures, but it's not like a treatment like the modern procedures. It is basically about the healing, and yoga are providing some like stress-free environment. So with that, the anticipation and planning of the trip and enjoying the vacation, releasing the memories that often last for a lifetime. So these are the things that generally they will provide during this particular journey. And this particular wellness tourism will definitely enhance the well-being and quality of life, especially if we do it regularly, and we may even experience most of joy, because this particular form is not simply limited to hospitals. It is more about visiting the natural places where there will be a different kind of ecosystem and environmental condition. There they will provide these kind of services. For example, if you take Kerala, most of the Ayurvedic procedures are they are doing in a particular like resorts which are located near to coastal areas or the beach areas. So that is also one of the reasons that will enhance the individual's well-being. When it comes to the other alternative forms, we have already discussed that wellness tourism. So in wellness tourism, we can also mention like other forms like Ayurveda, Unani. So these are having very rich potential in India, not in terms of history, even in terms of their effectiveness. So with this concept, Government of India has concentrated especially on the other alternative forms, and they have recognized this particular form with the Family Welfare Department. Initially they have started the Department of the Indian System of Medicine and Homeopathy, that is ISM and H. It was set up in the year 1995 in the month of March. Subsequently, they have renamed this particular department as Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, like what we call nowadays as a Ayush department. So it was started in the year 2003, and on November 9th, 2014, Department of Ayush upgraded this particular department as Special Ministry of Ayush. And the vision of the Ministry of Ayush is to position Ayush systems as the preferred system of living and practice for attaining healthy India. The ministry has identified its mission in terms of 7 broad thematic areas of Ayush and its activities. As I mentioned that Ayush in the earlier slide, that Ayush is made a separate department and ministry. So even recent times in the year 2014, they have recognized as a separate department. With that, the government is concentrating more to develop and promote the alternative forms of traditional health systems which are present in the country. So not only for the foreign tourists, even for the Indians. Now we are going to discuss individually Ayurveda, Yoga, Siddha, Homeopathy and other alternative systems. The Ayurveda is very popular concept in India. The literal meaning of Ayurveda, Ayu means the life, plus Veda, that is Vedic science. Veda means the science of life. So Ayurveda was developed out of the various Vedic rhythms and describing the fundamental philosophies about the life, disease and health. And this particular concept, even today, it is well practiced and promoted as a special form of tourism, Ayurveda tourism, by the State Department of Tourism, Kerala government and many other states like states in South India and some North Indian states are also promoting this particular form of tourism, which is having high potential, especially in Kerala. You can see a lot of tourists who are visiting Kerala, definitely they will go through this particular form of procedure. In Ayurveda, as we mentioned that it is about the lifestyle, all these things, and along with that it is a state of spiritual and physical attainment. So the practice of Ayurveda is designed to promote human happiness, health and creative growth. It is the science of daily living, and this system of knowledge evolved from the sages' practical, philosophical and religious illumination, which was rooted in their understanding of the creation. And this particular form is very popular in India. So especially as I mentioned, Kerala, they are promoting this particular form of tourism as a niche tourism. The other form of alternative system is that yoga. Yoga is an art and science of healthy living which focuses on bringing harmony between body and mind. The yoga, the Sanskrit word for union, is a practice that uses postures and breathing techniques to induce relaxation and improve strength. This particular form is was very popular, and it was practiced from ancient time onwards. In yoga also there are many different kinds of yoga that they are practicing, different people, like different regions, and yoga has many health benefits, including benefits to different body system, like different organs and muscles, joints. All these are having many positive benefits. This particular form of tourism is well promoted. It is well recognized not only in India, throughout the world. Many countries are practicing, and the other countries are also in a way to promote yoga in their schools and offices, in a different organizations, for the recognition of its physical and the mental value. And with this, Government of India has taken initiative to promote yoga internationally. So they have given the proposal to the United Nations organizations to promote yoga as an international event. So with this, they have recognized yoga. On June 21st every year, they have started to celebrate as an International Day of Yoga. It was started in the year 2015, and this is one of the unique event happened throughout the world in the history of United Nations organization, because almost 175 countries are signed for the promotion of or recognition of this International World Yoga Tourism Day. So we have discussed all these things, and there are many destinations in India. When it comes to yoga, India is called as a yoga bhumi. So because the yoga basically originated in India and the gateway to the heavens. India is internationally renowned for its ancient healing practices and alternative therapies. And it is no wonder then that people from all over the world are turning to the India or Indian subcontinent for a guidance towards a more spiritual, satisfying way of life. People from across the world now come to India for yoga and meditation in Rishikesh, Uttarakhand, and many other north states. Some places like in south, like Kerala, even Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka is also attracting some tourists in this area. And the other alternative form is that naturopathy. This is also very popular in India and Indian subcontinent. It is a science of health and drugless therapy based on well-founded philosophy. Means it is generally practiced in natural areas. People who go to a particular like ashram or any alternative traditional health centers who provide some kind of treatment. Naturopathy is a natural healing technique using the healing power of nature, and the principle of naturopathy is that the accumulation of toxins is the root cause of all the diseases. So that means they basically they concentrate on accumulation of a toxin, so that they think that will if you remove those toxins, then the disease will be cured. So that was the basic principles that they were following. Even today is also very popular a form of alternative health system. It is practiced in some places. It is still getting recognition. Maybe in the future, one of the popular form of wellness tourism in the country. The other alternative form is that Unani system of alternative health system. The Unani system of medicine is basically originated from Greece, and this particular system has grown out of the fusion of traditional knowledge of ancient civilizations like Egypt, Arabia, Iran, China, Syria, and of course India. So the Unani means medicines which are the symbol of life. So Unani medicine, like any other form of medical science, strives to find the best possible way by which a person can lead a healthy life with the least or zero sickness. So that means there won't be any negative effects on health while you take this particular form of health system, or this particular form of the alternative system. The other one is that Siddha. Siddha is also one of the oldest medicine system in the country. Siddha concept of medicine and therapy to some extent is a more improved in its applications than Ayurveda system. Although the origin is a synonymous, it includes many new combinations of herbal drug which is not available in other system of herbal therapy. Basically, it aims at not just curing diseases but provides a longer life of good health. The other one is homeopathy. In homeopathy, nowadays it is very popular in India. Many people are practicing in this particular form treatment in a homeopathy, which is holistic in nature, focuses on individual's response to a specific environment. Homeopathy was brought into India around 1810 AD by European missionaries. These particular homeopathic remedies are safe and natural. So it is becoming a very popular. Government has concentrated especially the Ayush department for the promotion of homeopathy. So we have discussed all the major alternative forms of health tourism or the wellness tourism that which are present in India. And now we are going to discuss what exactly the government has promoted and what are their initiatives for the promotion and the development of the alternative or traditional health systems in the country. The potential of wellness system developed through centuries of wisdom of this ancient civilization would be fully tapped, and that was the statement given by the Ayush department. So that means like we are having a very rich and potential the traditional systems, and that we can tap and that we can practice even today to a larger extent. So this is being done by positioning India as a center of Ayurveda, Yoga, Siddha, Naturopathy and other traditional systems, together with the spiritual philosophy that has been integral to the Indian way of life. So that means the government is basically concentrating on the traditional health systems which are having a potential in terms of history and its effectiveness that can be promoted. With this concept, government has started accrediting and development of hospitals. We know that we have the corporate hospitals for allopathic or modern surgery, so that they used to give accreditation like a national accreditation for board for health services. So initially it was limited to the modern or the corporate hospitals, and recently they have started this particular concept of accreditation even to the hospitals which are practicing Ayurveda, Yoga and other alternative systems. So with this, even the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India has also extended its MDA, that is Market Development Assistance scheme, to wellness tourism service providers, including accredited wellness centers. So that means government has concentrated to promote this particular form of tourism by giving some assistance for the tour operators and the travel agents to promote this particular form of tourism in other countries. So for that they are giving some funds to go to particular any conventions or any particular trade fairs to explain about the traditional health systems and its importance, and to promote the destinations which are very potential and popular. The initiative of accreditation of wellness center by NABH and the Ayush has been greatly driven by the Ministry of Tourism, as also consultation in with the wellness tourism service providers. State governments and other stakeholders are also concentrating for the promotion of this particular form of health systems. So with this, the Ayush and the Ministry of Family Welfare and Health, they have set up Apex educational institutes for these alternative systems like National Institute of Ayurveda Jaipur, National Institute of Homeopathy in Calcutta, and National Institute of Naturopathy in Pune, National Institute of Unani Medicine in Bengaluru, and Rashtriya Ayurvedic Vidyapith in New Delhi. So the other apex regulator bodies set up was Central Council of Indian Medicine and Central Council for Homeopathic Surgeries. And some examples that we can see, like this is new concept for accreditation of NABH for Ayush hospitals. So we have many corporate hospitals, but because of the recognition, at least some hospitals has come forward to get NABH accreditations for this traditional health system which they are practicing, like Ayurvedic Hospital in Bengaluru and Maharshi Ayurvedic Hospital and Research Center in New Delhi, and many other examples that you can see in the presentation. We have discussed all about the traditional health systems and its destinations and significance of the traditional health systems. So with this, I would like to summarize that the wellness tourism involves people who travel to different places to proactively pursue activities that maintain or enhance their well-being and personal health, and who are seeking unique, authentic or location-based experiences, therapies which are not available at their home destinations or home. India is very popular for these alternative forms of health systems in terms of history and effectiveness, among which the Kerala, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and some destinations in our different states are very popular for these kind of activities. Apart from that, there are many corporate hospitals which are also promoting spa and other like concepts related to wellness in most of the cities. For the promotion and development of these alternative forms and tourism, the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India and the separate department of the Ayush, Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha has come together to promote this particular concept. With that, they have started the major initiative, that is International Yoga Day, and other one is that accreditation for Ayush hospitals and many other market development schemes for the travel agents and tour operators. So with this, I would like to close up by suggesting you to go through the other details of quadrant 3 and 4 to get more information, like the web resources and e-resources or the bibliographic resources, which will give you more information in detail about these particular concepts. Thank you.